So the video I want to watch today is it's called the Donkey Kong Renaissance in Smash Ultimate. You guys have recommended me this one before. I said no. Then I decided, it. I like Monkey. I like Monkey content. So I'm going to be watching it. It was released 8 days ago by the one and only turndownforwalt. I know this is like a side channel for turndownforwalt, who does primarily Melee content, if I understand correctly. I'm just assuming. Don't know if I'm right. Who knows? But what I'm assuming this will talk about, we have the chapters right here. We're going through the actual entire history of Donkey Kong. Honestly, this is going to be very educational for me too. DK representatives, I feel like most people, I actually wonder. So like people my age, or people who got into the game like Brawl, Smash 4, the first person that you would normally think about at that point is like DK Will. Because he was like the best DK in Brawl, and he was nasty. I think in Melee it's like Green Ranger or something like that, or maybe Junebug at this point. I don't know. It's been a while for me, for Melee specifically. And then Smash 4 was funny because it was DK Will to start, and then Larry Lur, he had a DK phase. He would just run it up, dude. He would just, ever since Ding Dong was discovered, top players were like, I'm playing DK. This shit is easy. And then Tweak had a nasty DK. He would beat Leo occasionally. Even in Ultimate, DK actually does kind of well against Cloud. Outside of Ding Dong being a heinous combo, he also just has the ability to gimp people. And he could kind of box. He's got like, his tilts are really strong. There was like a period of time. I don't think Ultimate really had an early DK thing going on. I don't remember anyone caring about DK early Ultimate. So that's hopefully, now the video talks about that, but let's just watch it. Let's get educated.
Despite years of patches, this sentiment seems to remain true in Smash Ultimate as well, where we don't have any heavies seen as top tier threat. Okay, Kazuya, Snake, and Rob are all heavy. They're heavy.
Yeah, but those aren't the cool top tiers. See, when people say heavy, for some reason they're always talking about like Bowser and Ganon and like Incineroar and like Ridley. Like Ridley's not that heavy. Ridley's lighter than Samus. I think what people mistake heavies for are big bodies. I think most people like big bodies more than they like heavies.
Heavies? Wait, okay, it's just the super heavies that are bad? What? Okay. Where every super heavy ranks outside of the top tier, including one of Smash's original representatives, Donkey Kong. Currently ranked as a bottom 15 character, DK hasn't been amazing in Ultimate's lifespan, but I mean, come on guys, I think you know the drill by now. What if I were to tell you that there's more to this character than initially meets the eye? Today, we're going to be going over a number of incredible competitors from around the globe who have pulled off what can only be described as the Donkey Kong Renaissance in Smash Ultimate. Before we talk about Smash Ultimate though, we need to take you on a journey back in time to find out why, or probably more often why not, DK has been a good character and what they did to him in Ultimate that seemingly made the competitive scene give up on him. Like we mentioned before, DK was the initiator of the heavy archetype.
To be fair, I think most people still think that DK kind of sucks eggs.
In Smash Bros. Debuting in the flagship title back in 1999. DK has always been one of the most peculiar characters in the game. His bulky frame gave him access to huge hitboxes you didn't see from other characters, and while these generally weren't disjointed, they gave DK options to fend off the opponent and overwhelm them with range unmatched by other characters. Well, at least that's how they intended it to be. This early version of DK also had access to a character-specific mechanic that would remain a staple to his kit, as well as a major contributor to his success in later titles, the cargo throw. This mechanic allows DK to pick up his opponent and put him on his back by inputting forward following a grab, giving him the exclusive ability to not...
Wait a minute, Mewtwo wasn't in Smash 64. What am I looking at? Cargo throw, also one of the coolest things ever. Just throwing that out there. Great piece of game design.
This all culminated in Smash 4, DK's best version yet and what most people consider to be the best super heavy character Smash had ever seen. He was buffed significantly from his Melee and considered to be the best super heavy character Smash had ever seen. He was buffed significantly from his Melee and Brawl counterparts with better overall movement, weight, recovery, and range on his normals. Pair this with a super fun and new mechanic.
There it is, dude. It's Larry Lur playing Donkey Kong. Alright guys, what percent will avoid die at?
Called Rage, which gave players a knockback multiplier depending on how high their percentage was, and DK was already looking like an incredibly strong character right out of the box. Also, during the earlier days of Smash 4, customs were being experimented with, and yeah.
Oh my god. Awful.
That's cool. But there's one other piece of context you need for Smash 4 that made DK such a threat, and that's that grabbing was really, really good. A significant portion of the...
It's your boy, dude! In the DK Renaissance, playing Zero Suit. Look how young I look. Hold up. Look at that handsome young man doing combos.
That grabbing was really, really good. A significant
What percent
portion
did he
of the
get grabbed
cast
at, by
had
the
a
way?
kill combo threat, and
Dude, he got grabbed at 20 and I killed him. Team Fundies, let's go.
that's that grabbing was really, really good. So when you had a character that was theoretically supposed to get the most value off of a grab, that should be another buff, right? Well, this wasn't just a buff.
Let's kill
In
percent.
patch 1.1.0, DK got his taste of Smash 4's newest way to win and an absolute
Dude, we should just bring top tier DK back. If nothing else, like if for no other reason than it's pretty goddamn funny.
game changer for his meta. Using Donkey Kong's cargo up throw and some good timing, DK could reliably kill the vast majority of the cast at around 60 to 75% with a combo infamously referred to as the Ding Dong. I cannot overstate this enough. 60 to 75% is absurdly low, and the range in which the Ding Dong worked went from 3% all the way to 33% depending on your opponent's character, your rage, and what stage you were on. As point blank as I can say this, understanding this combo existed could make or break your tournament run. Those who learned these ranges or went to this...
Dude, you have to ban FD. Like that guy, that Diddy Kong, I don't care how good your character is on FD, DK is better on FD. You cannot escape grab.
This, of course, led to by far DK's best results yet. He still had incredibly bad matchups, obviously, against characters like Zero Suit Samus, Sonic, or Rosalina, sure, but because of this consistent kill combo and being one of the easiest characters in the entire game to just pick up and play, he was the ultimate secondary. Tweak and Larry Lurr, two players ranked top 10 of all time in Smash 4, actively used DK as a secondary pick, and Tweak had even won a few major tournaments with DK listed as one of his characters. So this brings us to Ultimate, and man,
Dude, imagine being Leo. You're like this prodigy Smash god at like 15 years old coming to America for the first time. You go, you beat everybody, and then you go like one more time, and then you gotta play against Tweak's DK. It's like, what the is this dude trolling? And then you get grabbed, die at 50, and the whole crowd says ding dong. That's just a hilarious thing to think about, dude.
The greatest representative of DK during this time, though, was undoubtedly Hikaru. No, not that one. The breakout star who had made his name known worldwide in Smash 4. With a little help from a...
I wonder if he'll mention this, but I remember, I think it was during Congo Saga, which was like an earlier tournament. Congo Saga was every DK, Diddy Kong capable player. They got invited, flown out to the tournament or whatever. There was a DK player from like Michigan. I think this is the only thing he has ever done. You know that guy who made Somebody That You Used to Know? Somebody That I Used to Know, that song? He came and went quicker than, yeah, Ruins, this guy, Michigan. He played against Ken, Sonic. DK versus Sonic, no matter what iteration of Smash you're playing, is unwinnable. And like, sure, Sonic hadn't been fully developed at that point. Neither had DK. But doesn't matter. That shit is unwinnable, and he beats Ken. Everyone's like, what? No way. DK's broken.
Wario
and then
secondary
nothing again.
Hikaru, not that one, brought DK all the way to a third place finish at Umebura SP2, one of Japan's first Ultimate Majors, continuing to remain a high-level threat for the remainder of the season. Combine these results with the work of Tweak and
there he
other
is. Dude,
players
literally
and the
what I just talked
discovery
about.
of Ding Dong's spiritual successor, the PDKO, and DK's results were enough to firmly establish a niche in the meta. In
Sheesh.
statistician Easy Freezy's first analysis of placement percentages, DK...
Hold up. This is early. When was this announced? When was this released? This has to be early. Dude, Pichu's in the top 6 of played characters. Inkling. I can't believe Zero Suit was 17. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Tweak dropped the character almost entirely pretty early on, while Hikaru, not that one, continued to experiment with other mains, from Wario to Pokemon Trainer to
Treppus, thank you for the
Steve,
12.
Roy, Mii Brawler, and even Sora. The DK still came out on occasion. In fact, at 2022's Ultimate Fighting Arena, it even took sets over Gluttony and Bloom Forever, his second time bringing the King of the Jungle to a major podium placement. Hikaru's performances inspired players around the world, giving them a reason to believe in this character once.
Dude, I'm a huge Hikaru fan. His DK is kind of raw, not gonna lie. He plays with the monkey spirit. He plays like every day is Monday. I have a lot of respect for that guy.
With Hikaru's presence gone in the scene, the DK player that was once in his shadow, Chunky Kong, took to the forefront of the DK metagame. Chunky Kong's competitive journey began in 2020 as a Wi-Fi warrior, and he's been one of the most active competitors in Smash Ultimate, period, having 900 events between his two start...
Holy, I played this guy. This dude plays a lot of Smash.
Chunky's year included his own insane run in his home region of Florida at Let's Make Moves Miami, defeating Quandale, WebJP, Cola, and Aaron on his run to 13th, which was his best major performance ever at the time.
Dude, he 3-0'd Web. That is not a playable matchup. I actually remember this. It's when he started doing well. And he ran semi-consistent, too. I'll give it up.
The DK meta once again had a clear leader of the bunch, but between the past
hold the
anywhere
what did he
in the
just do
world.
to this guy?
The DK meta once again had a clear leader of the bunch, but between the past influence of Hikaru and the current results of DK as a character, he hit his apex.
Dude, I don't care if that didn't kill. That went hard.
He exited Momocon at 5th place, losing to the eventual 3rd place finisher, Jazo. This run was arguably his best of all time, and proof that getting a top 10 win with DK wasn't just a stroke of luck. Hell, if we're talking about Light, Chunky Kong had a last stock Game 5 with Light earlier in this year, so this win probably wasn't much of a surprise to some of the tuned-in fans. What's probably more surprising is, what if I were to tell you that this wasn't even the first time that an underrated DK player upset a top 10 player in a clean sweep, and it wasn't the first time that happened even in the
Dude, what was that up B glue?
upset
That
a
was
top
garbage.
10 player in a clean sweep,
What's the vision?
and it wasn't the first time that happened even in this month.
That was one of the worst FBs I've ever seen in my entire life. Holy shit. This dude loves losing to DK. Shoutouts to Gluto.
On the other side of the world, in Japan, the influence of Hikaru began to sprout upon his retirement. Throughout the back half of 2023 and well into 2024, an uptick of players relatively new to offline competition began to get some pretty impressive results with the first member of the DK crew. The purple DK main Hamazo gained a lot of attention after his win over Ryuo, Japan's best Diddy Kong at Meisuma Top 15, and although he struggled to make high placements since then, he's still taken impressive upsets over the likes of Amuatsu, Karage, 33 Parenbox, and Ryuo again. At late December Major Delta 7, Marudona HO, who played White DK, made a quietly impressive run to 33rd, defeating 2 Lumi ranked top 150 level players in Sin and Nui. The Black Alt DK player Kuhaku.
Listen, I would love to play DK in tournament. I think it would be very fun to do. But first of all, I don't have the experience to be playing anybody who's like semi-competent, right? If I played against any PR'd player, one of two things would happen. I would either go sicko mode and just absolutely destroy him, or I would just get like washed. It wouldn't be close. Also, there's no way I would ever play him throughout like an entire bracket, just because like if I had to play against like a Pikachu player, it's over. Just anyone who like remotely knows the matchup or how to abuse DK, like you could just get folded.
Perhaps the most impressive among the newcomers, though, is the orange DK main, Poppy's.
I don't know any of these guys.
The most prominent DK main in Japan was, without a doubt, Rarikusu, who also mains orange DK. As a regular attendee of the Kansai events like the Sumabato and Meisuma Top Series, Rarikusu started entering online events during quarantine. A couple months into 2024, and Rarikusu's hard work paid off as his Falco secondary was finally strong enough to cover DK's worst matchups, helping him to defeat players like Nizemamo, Scissor, and Rizeyasu. I
feel like playing Falco might like undo how raw it is to just play DK. Falco's so lame. I certainly have less respect for this guy.
At the first major of Golden Week, Meisuma's Grand Wars, the DK players put on a once-in-a-lifetime performance. The purple DK Hamazo made a 3-set losers run and upset Wain to place 25th. Orange DK Rarikusu beat Nano and Yadon for 17th. And most impressively, Yeti DK Marudona HO defeated NA Invader Base Mage 2-1, ultimately placing 17th as well.
This dude doesn't know how to DI DK back throw, cargo back throw. Oh my goodness. Yoshi died at 12. Deserved. Very deserved. Falco is cool though. Incorrect opinion. Mods.
Including Hero's use of the character as a secondary, this tournament concluded with a staggering 4 DKs in top 32. Not to be outdone though, the other orange DK Poppy made his strongest run of the year at B-tier Jingi number 3 the next day, defeating Mao, Scissor, and Fui to finish 9th. At Delta 8,
I'm not gonna lie, he's saying a lot of these names of these Japanese players. I have no clue. Are these real upsets? Are these just are they having a mid-off and I don't know? I've got to assume it's impressive.
In this set though, Rarikusu was in his head, and with both players on their last stock, Rarikusu does one of the coolest things you'll probably ever see in Smash Ultimate all year. Reading that Spargo intended to try and cross up his shield, Rarikusu preemptively turns around so he can grab him. With Cloud Caught and Cargo Throw, it is a simple matter of jump, upwards throw, jump, up air, and Rarikusu taking the set. For years, DK was nearly
I'd say that was poorly, like, I don't know. This is like a really cool, intuitive thing to do. I wouldn't say it's extremely impressive, and there's a lot of error on Spargo's fault.
All year.
You can react to like somebody doing turnaround shield. Like, look how high up Spargo is, and he decides to still commit to the cross up.
To try and cross up his shield, Rarikusu preemptively turns around so he can grab him. With Cloud Caught and Cargo Throw, it is a simple matter of jump, Upwards throw, jump, up air, and Rarikusu taking the set. For years, DK was nearly absent from the competitive meta. Easy Freezy's placement percentage stats have DK outside of the top 50 characters in the game ever since the second half of 2019. But from the results we have in 2024 so far, it's clear that DK has not only returned to meta relevancy, but he's reached a new peak in Ultimate. Easy Freezy's preliminary 2024 data places DK in the top 30 of placement percent.
Holy sh**. DK's more relevant than Zero, so you see the chart.
Though NA results came almost solely from the capable hands of Chunky Kong, Japan is now home to 5 or 6 high-level DK players who all had incredible results at Golden Week, including Rarikusu's legacy-defining upset over Spargo. As a collective, they've made a statement that Donkey Kong still has a place in this Ultimate meta, no matter how broken and wacky this game may get. It's clear that these players are going to keep pushing this character even higher. And
yeah, dude, real ones remember me and Gluto's DK team at, what's it called? KawaiiCon. When we were in Hawaii, we did double DK. We won the tournament. Yeah, we're kind of we kind of monkey around a little.
Thing is for certain. Apes together strong. Thanks for watching. Hey.
Honestly, I've considered playing DK against some players. Not even kidding. Spargo 3-stocks me one more time. I'm going DK. What did we learn today? DK sucks.